Hello, Internet.
Wait. I thought we said we were going to do hi, Internet.
Why would I say hi? I always say hello.
I know, but this isn't the show. This is a commercial for the show. I thought we said we were going to do it different.
I always say hello, Rod.
All right, fine. Say it whatever way you want to, Chris. It doesn't matter what I say anyway.
Hello, Internet.
You did, fine. You got your hello in. And now I'm Rod Morgan. You can listen to us on Balls and Brew, where we'll argue about many things, even more inane than what you just heard us argue about there. I promise. Right here on the Morganino Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Yeah We Know Podcast, part of the Morganino's Podcast Network. Here in the ring with Jimmy and Rod. Rod, what are you hot about today?
I don't know if I would describe myself as hot. I would say at this point I'm more concerned. Has anybody done a well-being check on Seth Rollins after the super RKO off of the ladder in the Money in the Bank ladder match there that we just got done witnessing, Jimmy, not more than, 25 minutes ago at this point?
Yeah, he's dead. Dead. Yeah. Well, it sets up for their big match at SummerSlam, so I think that's a good thing there. But I think that overall, this is basically every single WWE pay-per-view where you go in thinking, I don't know if this is going to be very good, but then it delivers, and there's one really stupid thing that they could have easily made part of a storyline beforehand, but they didn't. So now we're left wondering why. Yeah, and Bray Wyatt's probably coming back, so that's kind of cool.
That was really thorough. Let's start here, Jay, before we get into any of the matches. What was the point, do you think, behind just running promos for The Miz and Kevin Owens during that? Not that I'm against either of those wrestlers, but what was the point of that?
Well, the Miz-Logan Paul thing is big. In huge entertainment news today, Logan Paul signed a multi-year deal. Now, what does that mean? I'm assuming it means he's going to wrestle 2 matches a year. He may go to Saudi. I don't know. I mean, we'll see if that happens as well. But he's going to have a match with The Miz at SummerSlam, and we're going to see him beat The Miz and then move on to other things. Kevin Owens is weird. I mean, something's going on. He may be hurt. He may not be whatever. But they just want you to remember Kevin Owens is awesome, and I'm all for that. But the big promo, of course, was this very spooky. Really, it's a Bray Wyatt-esque promo, which means it's Judgment Day. But it really had everything. I was thinking it was Judgment Day when it started because I know they kind of wanted to go in the supernatural thing, but they focused on one guy the whole time. So I don't know. I mean, he's trending now. Who knows what's going on? It would be great if Bray Wyatt did resign and came back. Lord knows they need stars right now, and he is a big star, no matter what you think of him or his matches or anything. I think it would be great. So we'll see what happens. I'm assuming we're going to see some vignettes pouring in over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm excited. You guys have always I kind of missed a lot of the Bray Wyatt. I've only seen him in clips, right? Like when he fought with the Rock, when the Rock showed up at one of those WrestleManias. I've seen that one where he had his boys out there, and I've seen a couple of his other matches. But I'm interested to see if it is him. I mean, we've also seen where we've run promos like this and they've gone nowhere, right? I mean, like I guess. Or it can be a long way off, right? Like, how long ago did we see Elias saying Elias is dead, right? And then how many months after those promos ran did we actually then see Ezekiel?
Exactly. So I think we'll see him sooner rather than later because they kind of need him sooner rather than later, to be quite frank with you, because they are hurting right now. They need some stars.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, we still don't know how injured Edge is, right? We still are a little bit shaky on Randy Orton, right? We see Cody, who they choose to not show too many people when they're injured. So, I mean, clearly they're left scrambling. And also, it's also clear what we're going to get Brock maybe 2 times on TV before SummerSlam, since we haven't seen him again since the last time he showed up.
Hey, they have to bring him out. They got to pay him that money. So let's bring him out a couple times, have him beat up Roman Reigns. And then for the 8th or 9th time, I have lost count, let's take a look and see what's going on there. So I think both of us are. I'm not on site right now. I'm on a lake in Kentucky. Where are you at right now?
We're still at Morganino headquarters. We decided that we would do our Lake Cottage move tomorrow. So I'm still at headquarters.
Okay, nice. So if I sound a little different, it's because I got the AirPods going in today. We'll see what that sounds like. Our awesome producer will take care of that probably tomorrow morning.
There you go.
But we just got done with the show. Overall, pretty good show. I think that the crowd is one thing I just want to say. Thank you to the crowd. The crowd was fantastic. They popped for everything they were supposed to pop for. They booed for everything they were supposed to boo for. Good job with the crowd, because there was a couple matches I was a little nervous about. The Natty and Ronda match, and of course the Bobby Lashley and Theory match I was nervous about too.
They were lit
as far as crowd
Lashley,
goes, but
dude.
well, he won. He beat him pretty good too, and I think that they've decided they're going to push Lashley moving forward. They want him to be that monster, and they need to. So keep building him up so he can lose to Roman eventually, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I think I predicted Theory would probably win, didn't I? But I also sort of want to give myself a little pat on the back here, because I said Bob Lashley is big enough that he could destroy Theory, and it's certainly not going to hurt him. And lo and behold, it ended up not being a bad night for Theory, but we'll get there.
Exactly. So I thought that overall, I thought the crowd helped that match a lot too. But that was a hard-hitting match, and I like that. Speaking of hard-hitting, let's just go right to that women's Money in the Bank ladder match to open the show. I think Asuka got killed by Becky Lynch at one point. There were a lot of unforgiving ladders, unforgiving spots in that matchup. Overall, really solid match overall for everybody, with Liv Morgan getting the win. Good for Liv.
Absolutely. I got to eat some crow here. I was singing no praises whatsoever of the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. I was saying a snooze fest. I don't even want to watch it. And then they provided some serious spots. And then my girl Liv Morgan, when she's fallen down from that ladder and then pulled off that power bomb, that was an impressive spot right there. So I guess that was a bit of foreshadowing, right? We should have known once they let her pull off that cool spot that she was going to win. But I thought for sure she wouldn't, because they never let her win, Jim, like we said in our preview.
They never let her win, and they let her do that cool spot. But then the final spot too. Let's not forget that takes some timing. When she gets pushed by the ladder. Obviously, it was a slow push, no question. Slow push on the ladder, gets her foot on that top rope, pushes herself back, and that can go wrong very, very easily. So when she pushes herself back on, it was kind of neat to see her get the win as a result of that. And then, of course, Rod, we had it. Women's Championship. We had Natalya, Ronda Rousey. Huge blood feud with these best friends turned arch nemesi, if you will. I liked the match a lot more than I thought I was going to. I'm not a huge fan. I mean, I'm fine with both of them, but I thought that they really did some good stuff there. They did a little too much reversals, because the reversal finally ended up at the end. I would have probably taken one of those reversal spots out in the middle of the matchup, but I thought it was good overall when Ronda got that win. How about you? Up until Ronda gets the win.
Yeah, I can't get away from something you pointed out to me one time about Ronda Rousey. She just forever is digging at her uniform. Whatever her uniform is, she's just forever digging at it. I can't not notice it now since you pointed that out to me. And then I try to watch other wrestlers, and they don't seem to be digging at it as often as her. So it really must be, we even need to be Vince. Stop making her wear what you want her to wear and put her in something, because she looks like my 10-year-old son who's constantly digging at his crotch when she's digging at her shorts and her tank top all match long. That's the first thing I want to point out, which is not trivial or matters at all, but it is trivial, but it doesn't matter. It's not pertinent. That's what I meant to say. But
it's not trivial and it doesn't matter. Well, okay, fair enough.
I've had a couple of beers, Jim. I lit off fireworks literally after the important part of the women's championship match. And let's just say, Natalya, trusted hand, fine, good for you. You're a great wrestler. That match hit a different level when the WWE made a choice that, you tell me the last time they did this, Jim, because clearly I was only around for last year, and neither one of the Money in the Bank winners cashed in this quickly. When was the last time they did this?
Oh, Carmella, I think, did it once pretty quick. So it's been done before, but this one was a face doing it, and that it just went electric. I love the crowd. God bless this crowd. You know, Liv Morgan really, really, loves this business and has come a long way. And they're like, yeah, it's a fake title, but you know what? It's kind of cool still. And her sister was in the crowd. I think that was really neat. I was scared that they were gonna screw her again, because Rousey got that ankle lock on, and then she's gonna get the ropes. Oh, she didn't get the ropes. What the hell's going on? But then she finally just rolled her up. It's weird because Rousey's knee didn't play at all into the finish, which it probably should have, because her knee was hurt. But I still think that it was a pretty good ending.
So Ronda's going to go away probably for a little while, right?
Yeah, it was weird that someone just kind of screws you over after a really hard match. You just give them a hug and then leave. So I guess she's going to go away for a while. These people coming and going really is kind of getting old.
Do we have any news on the Queen, Jimmy?
I have not heard anything about the Queen.
We got to get the Queen back because the Queen Liv Morgan. Like, come on, my head would explode if I got a Queen Liv Morgan feud.
Special guest Seth Rollins. You might as well just never come out of your room.
Oh my goodness. But let's. I want to backtrack to one other thing real quick.
Sure.
We did not point out in our preview of the women's Money in the Bank ladder match something important, right? We really neglected to see how important the story moving forward would be for Becky Lynch had she lost this match. I'm really disappointed in myself for not pointing that out, right? And they really started to lean into it on Friday night SmackDown when she came down and did commentary and was just kind of a babbling mess, right? So I really like the angle we may be taking Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna go complete and utter like depressed, either depressed, quiet, come out in all black. She does anyway. Or just completely psycho talking to herself, and I don't know where they're going to go with it because they need to stretch this out a lot. I don't think they're going to do SummerSlam with her and Bianca, and they might be.
Well, I mean, but Liv's got a feud with somebody, right? I mean, we're probably not going to give Liv a long run with the belt here, right? So Liv's going to have to lose it to somebody, is she not?
Yeah, it could be. It could be Becky.
That's what what I wonder is, right, like, you want the Queen to come back. So in my opinion, right, you need to start pivoting yourself towards the Queen coming back. Because, I mean, she's already probably the greatest female wrestler of all time. So when she comes back, it's just going to... listen, that's just me. That's just me.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to agree with me, but that's what I say. And so she's already going to get popped. She can't come back and just mess around in the mid-card. She's going to have to come back and challenge for the title right away. You know what I mean? That's just all there is to it. So you've got to start moving your pieces around the chalkboard there. What show do you want her to come back to? All these things need to be thought about, I think, and Liv Morgan can factor into them, and that's good for her.
You just want to see Charlotte with the belt again. But yeah, I think that it makes sense because who else is going to come and challenge for that belt that we're going to actually want to see?
Because I don't think anybody wants to see Raquel Rodriguez win a belt yet.
No, and they've messed with her so much. I hate when they mess with people.
What are we supposed to think of Lacey Evans right now, Jim? That's another question I have real quick coming out of this women's ladder match because we had a lot of Lacey Evans spoon-fed to us on the way to this Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and what are we to take from this?
Well, with not many matches, if memory serves, right? She really didn't do too much. So you built her up vignette-wise, promo-wise, and then she just loses her big match. Like, she should have 5 or 6, 7, 8 even matches going in. Really build her up. And then it's okay. But yeah, she's just going to be another person now, I guess.
Could she battle with Liv? I mean, that's. I want to talk about the Liv of it all because we know Becky.
Yeah.
Becky had a great appearance, but the Liv of it all because Ronda, Natalya, great match. We're going to move on from that now. The Liv of it all. What do we think this really means?
This is what I think. So I don't think it's going to be Lacey Evans because Lacey Evans is a face. I think you're going to see an Alexa Bliss, you could even see a Carmella again. Carmella, there's a storyline where she got screwed over for the women's title on Raw. Now she wants to go for the SmackDown, or the SmackDown title. Maybe we could see that for a couple of weeks as well. But if you look up and down the roster, there's not that many women in general, but also who's going to go after it? Maybe Natalya wants a shot at Liv now that Ronda's out of the picture.
Yeah, I can see that, I suppose. Natalya comported herself pretty well. I'll tell you what else. I've not been anti-Shotzi on my television screen.
I was gonna bring that up too. I'm glad you did. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think she can work a little bit. You know what I mean? She seems powerful enough. She's agile enough. You know what I mean? She seems to have a little bit of in-ring charisma as well, right? Like, give me a little more Shotzi. Maybe we can do something with her. And like you said, she could easily be heel. So she could be somebody who screws somebody over. And we had the whole business with her in the locker room and all that stuff. So she could definitely be up to some chicanery. So that's somebody who could take it away. I'll be bummed out if we see out of Liv Morgan what we saw out of Nikki ASH last year, where it was just like a couple of week run. and she just basically got the crap kicked out of her in a couple of matches, but like didn't actually lose the belt on technicalities. I would hate to see that out of Liv, but I bet that's what we get.
I think it'll be a step above that, but I think it's going to be pretty close. Speaking of women's wrestling, we had Bianca Belair and Carmella. I love the commentary. Corey Graves on commentary here was great.
Mrs. Morgan, watched along with me, and she was quite partial to that as well.
Especially she's not even on my dental plan yet. That's kind of funny. But you're not going to have Carmella beat Bianca Belair now, not how good Bianca's doing. So I think that was a good filler match, I would say.
Yeah, Carmella, she did a little bit better than I thought she would, and Bianca Belair continues to just, dominate and just move higher and higher up the face rankings, right? Like Bianca Belair's basically unassailable right now, and that starts to be dangerous territory in wrestling, I know, but right now she's still there.
Well, and there's no money in the bank that could screw her over there, so it's Bianca, and it's going to be Bianca and Becky Lynch. I guess SummerSlam, but I don't know what they're going to do. I'm intrigued on that one.
We're not getting John Cena at SummerSlam, by the way, Jimmy. I wanted to bring that up to you. I wouldn't think, or they would have told us that when he was on Raw on Monday, no?
They didn't want to overshadow Money in the Bank. Yeah, I know they could have had John Cena on this week, but yeah, they don't know. I think that we're going to get John Cena in some way, shape, or form at SummerSlam.
All right. Well, let's talk about Theory's first appearance on the Money in the Bank pay-per-view when he took on your guy Bob Lashley.
Solid matchup, back and forth, and a lot of power moves from Lashley. I think that when he caught Theory into that press slam, that was nuts. That was insane. He is an amazing athlete, and I'm glad he's getting the push he's earned.
Yeah, I'm glad to see him back up with the belt, too, because when I first came back to wrestling, we kind of had the Bob Lashley almighty era. Him and Drew McIntyre were just kind of getting into it with each other, and then that heated down, and then Bob was going on and on and on, and then he lost it to the whole Lesnar, and I still have a bad taste in my mouth kind of how Bob lost his belt, right? It basically seemed like they worked a real bad way to get it off of him just so they could get it on to Lesnar and have the big match at WrestleMania, and I felt bad for Bob that way, so it was good to see him get the United States Championship. That was a fun match, but that was the only time I needed to see Austin Theory, Jim. I'll be honest with you. Or just Theory, excuse me.
Oh, I agree. I completely agree. We'll get to that right after the Usos and Street Profits. I've seen this match enough. I think I was watching fireworks at the time this match was going on. I was listening to it. What do you think about this overall?
Well, this match ended up kind of working like a handicap match. There was just a whole lot of spots where Angelo Dawkins was just down and out on the mat, and Montez Ford was in there working by himself. And so as a tag team match, fine, whatever. We've seen it many times. But what I choose to look at is something that we talked about before, is the Montez Ford of it all. And I just continue to see a lot in Montez Ford. You can see that he's so much bigger, right? He's put on like 20 pounds of muscle, Pat said on the broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably a bit of an exaggeration, but you can see that he's put it on. So he's trying to get the look like Vince wants him to. He's starting to be shirtless in the matches more often. And then we had the weird Kayla Braxton where she like floated, I hear that Angelo and Montez aren't getting along very well right now. So maybe we're finally laying the seeds for Street Profits breaking up and Montez Ford on his own, and tonight was like the beginnings highlight package we could start to show when Montez breaks away. That's what I wonder. What do you think of that?
Because one thing that we need is less tag teams in WWE, so that's great. I think that we're going to see Montez Ford have a really long run in the Rumble this year. I think this is a good starting point for him in that singles run. I don't know if I would bring it up because I'm not going to lie. Angelo Dawkins ain't going nowhere if they break him up, and if I'm him, I'm worried.
No, absolutely. But I'll tell you what, Dawkins, he comported himself well at the end of the match as far as selling things, though, right? Like the camera got a good look on his face, like when they thought they'd gotten a pin off of their one big move. I can't remember what it's called right now, but where Montez jumps off and Angelo's holding him and he brings him down to the canvas. Like that, the look on his face when they didn't get that pin was really, really good. I was like, all right. I see the value in you, Angelo Dawkins. You don't have as much charisma as your tag team partner, and that'll be trouble for you someday, but I see the value in you.
I think there was a meme that said his mouth went square. It opened up so much there. So we had the Usos retaining once again. They are the bloodline. They've had the belts for 398 days or whatever it's been, and they will continue to have them. I'm worried still that they haven't combined the belts yet. That's interesting. I think they may be splitting those up.
Yeah, I wonder about that too, because I kind of, when Seth Rollins was looking good at a certain point during the Money in the Bank ladder match, I thought to myself, I'm like, man, can they somehow work it around to where we split the belts up, and by the end of the summer, one's on Seth Rollins and the other's on Drew McIntyre? I thought to that myself at one point during the Money in the Bank match.
It could be. I don't know what they're going to do. They don't know what they're going to do. That's
Clearly not based on who won, so we might as well
that's
just get
the
to that
issue.
match now.
So let's talk about the Money in the Bank. This is the epitome of WWE. We have a solid, long storyline of people trying to get in the match, and then of course people don't get in the match, and then they get in the match anyway. And then out of nowhere, Adam Pearce comes out and says, "Oh, by the way, what's better than 7? 8." I'm like, "Oh, who are they going to bring in? Who's this going to be?"
At that point too, right? I was like, "Give me somebody here. Give me somebody." I was like, "Okay, I'm cool." And then but then I thought to myself, I'm like, "Man, if he brings out Brock, or I started thinking of a couple other people that I wouldn't."
Well,
be
that's happened
about.
before too. Yeah. Brock Lesnar running down, getting on the ladder, and saying, "Oh my God, this is high." But anyway, yeah. So Theory is announced, and as soon as Theory's announced, everyone knows he's going to win, and it's just crap. I thought overall this match was good. I know one of the high spots you wanted to talk about. Why don't you talk about your favorite high spot?
Well, I just thought that, like, when you have somebody, I talked about the Seth Rollins spot at the beginning, right? And I thought he was dead. But when you have somebody like Omos, you really think to yourself, okay, if Omos isn't going to win, what are we going to do to take care of the problem that is a 7'3", 400-pounder? And what they came up with, literally having everybody team up and picking them up like they were ants, right? And they all had Omos up on their shoulders and then throwing him through the announce table. That was a cool spot, man. Like they did one of their patented shots to people in the crowd, and like you could see them, they were just like, "What in the world did I just see right there?" So that was awesome. I enjoyed that spot immensely.
They have strapped a rocket ship to Riddle, but have given him just like regular gasoline to use for it. So he's trying his best. He's doing great. They just haven't put him over the top yet. And Riddle, Rod, had 2 huge moves. He had the floating bro off of the top of the ladder, and that sucker was high, and he kicked Sheamus right in the head.
Yeah, Sheamus hit hard on that one.
And then he had the super RKO to Rollins, which just that ended him. And it did. You didn't really see Rollins again after that. I thought this is another one of those things with this crowd. Give that belt to
his hometown.
Give that to Riddle.
And Austin Theory, or just Theory,
yeah,
climbs to the top of the ladder. And there was one point at the beginning of the match, too, or the middle of the match, where he's up the ladder and the crowd's just booing and just going crazy. And at that point, too, that's when I knew. I was like, oh, man, that's exactly what Vince wants to happen, and Theory's going to win this thing.
Yeah, it sucks because you really didn't have to pay as much attention to this match as soon as Theory was announced because you knew who he was going to win. Before this, you really didn't know. But no, it's Theory.
All right, so your best guess for the cash-in. Your best guess right now for when he's going to cash in.
He's not going to cash in against Roman.
I don't think so either. Because they keep selling us that whole SummerSlam last man standing thing, but I don't think Theory's going to do that.
Yeah, I don't think he is either. Although, if you want to make a star and you want people to talk, Roman Reigns beats Brock Lesnar, and then Theory cashes in and wins the title and snaps Roman Reigns' 800-day streak. That's pretty big. But, Rod, I have a feeling they're not gonna follow that with the strong championship reign that Theory would need to continue to build that character. I see this more of a CM Punk when he won Money in the Bank and he won the title, and it just kind of didn't do anything the first time.
What if we just completely sully Money in the Bank and Theory cashes this thing in a couple of weeks on Bob Lashley because he wants the U.S. Championship back?
Why the hell not? I've heard of worse. That'd be fine. Sure, why not?
Or he cashes in on Gunther because he gets stars in his eyes one night and then he just gets absolutely wasted by the ring general.
That would be. Yeah, he cashes in and loses the Intercontinental Championship.
Now, if they do that with Theory, I'll be down with it, right? If he cashes in and he becomes one of the the 15% that didn't win, I'd like that.
But if you want to build a star, he's lost a lot of big matches. He's lost a lot of big matches.
He has, but you can't. You've got to give us something other than a dude who takes selfies, right? We have to figure out what his character is before you're going to get any difference in his crowd response, I think.
Well, you better do that quickly because you decided to put the briefcase on him.
Very true. You know what I mean? I'm just confused, Jim. I'm just confused. I get it. You want to keep us guessing, you know what I mean? Like, you can't have every wrestling podcaster out there in the world, telegraphing what you're going to do, you know what I mean? I absolutely get that. And Theory coming into the match, and heels are a thing that, are old in the wrestling annals. But man, dude, after such a good pay-per-view, to leave on a note like that where you just have I guess they just want to keep us guessing.
They have no plan. That's the thing. They're guessing too. Right now, they should be they should be back booking from WrestleMania right now. So WrestleMania in 2023, what do you want your main event to be? You want it to be Roman Reigns and The Rock, or Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Well, how do we get there? Let's back book from there. And they're not doing that. They don't know what they're doing.
Because here's the other thing, man. Like, okay, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar are big stars, and we're all, I guess, sort of excited to see the last man standing match as the main event at SummerSlam. But what else are we excited to see? And right now, we've got nothing, Jim. We've got nothing right now. We're 30 days away from SummerSlam.
I assume we're going to see a lot tomorrow and Friday. We're going to get Riddle Rollins. I don't know what else we're going to get. We're going to probably get a rematch for the Undisputed World Heavyweight SmackDown Raw Tag Team Championships. So,
see, I don't want that. I don't want them to go right back to another rematch. I want them just to save the rematch for SummerSlam. Then just keep, you know what I mean? If these guys have already fought so many
I think
times,
that's what we'll get. We'll get it at SummerSlam. We'll get it at SummerSlam.
Yeah, all right. That's fine then. That's fine. Build these guys up some more, and I mean, I don't know. The Usos are fine. I'm liking a little bit more of their ring work. You can tell that they're getting in better shape, I think, right? It seems that the Usos are a bit trimmer coming to the ring. The one is allowed to be shirtless now, and before he wasn't. So, you know what I mean? We're making moves. Are the Usos going to split up before the Street Profits, Jim?
Oh, no, never.
So you don't think either one of the Usos...
They already did that. They already did that once. It didn't work very well.
They were forced to do that, though, right? Wasn't that actually a legit injury?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right? Like, would they choose to split them up if they weren't forced to? I mean, I don't know. They just chose to have Theory win the Money in the Bank ladder match, Jim, so anything's possible.
Anything is possible, including we're going to have a couple of big shows coming up on the Morgan Podcasting Network. We've got some NBA talk coming up here soon, correct?
That's right. We had some free agency things that happened. We had some trades that went down. We had a trade request that went down, and I guess we're all just going to be waiting around to see what happens with that. So we intend to record maybe Monday night, maybe Tuesday. We'll see, and we'll do a quick check-in on the NBA. And then coming out on July the 13th, one of our good friends here in the Morgan family, Brett Westcons, has a new album coming out, and he was gracious enough to come on and talk with me all about it on the day that it is going to drop. So look for that one on July the 13th.
All right. And then the elusive 100th episode of the Morgan podcast. Maybe it'll come, maybe it won't.
We have the plan. The tentative plan is now ironed out. We don't have the schedule of when it will drop yet, but I believe I have the idea of what I am comfortable doing for episode 100. So I can at least release that nugget for the people, Jim.
All right, sounds good. You have been listening to the Yeah We Know podcast, part of the Morgan Podcasting Network. You're in the ring with Jimmy and Rod.
So I watched Money in the Bank with the lovely Mrs. Morganino and the Vanimal. It was an awful lot of fun. They were both screaming at the TV at times, proving the power of wrestling. But I want to give you one quote from the Mrs. Morganino at one point during Theory. She literally looks over at me and she goes, "So his gig is just he takes pictures with his cell phone?" There you have it, folks.